So there we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is Monday night, which means we're racing once again here at SARCO. I do have Tyler, who's joined me in the commentary box. I see he's not on there. He is muted, but we do have the Bravateer ready and waiting. So all we need to do is just get the guys the green light from the Chaser's controller. Then we'll go into a 15-minute race. It will be blind, so the guys go straight into the national track of Silverstone, followed by a 30-minute mandatory pit stop where the top six drivers from the first race go into a reverse grid. Really looking forward to that. And I myself will be racing. Unfortunately, I did miss last week with me having some business to attend to, but I am back and really looking forward to it. Tyler, come in. Tyler, are you there?
How you doing?
There we go. I thought I might be having to grab my phone and give you a bit of a call. But Tyler, how are you this evening?
All right, and you?
Round number 4. I must say it has been a very interesting championship so far, and the guys have been struggling a little bit with the tires. Around here it doesn't get very hot, and these hard tires just don't seem to warm up as quickly as we'd want them to.
Yeah, the tires do seem to be a problem, and I don't know, a little bit of time that I've had, if you go on softs, then they seem to overheat. So I'm not sure what the guys are going to do. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. So yeah,
so obviously, yeah, as a start is we will be going into the 15 minutes, and one of the the very interesting things about this car is that there's just so much engine braking in the rear, but then the rear just seems to float through some of the faster stuff, so it definitely is going to be very tricky for the guys.
Yeah, for me, honestly, not one of my favorite cars. I know that Terry quite enjoys it. There's a couple of other guys that enjoy it. But this is not a car that I would choose or race. It just wants to kill me the whole time. So, yeah.
So it must be quite interesting for you going through Maggots and Beckett's, is that car just constantly changing the direction, just so tricky to get down. For me personally, I battled a little bit trying to get it rotated in Stowe, and then Cops is also a very interesting one, both high-speed corners. But we are now officially racing. It is a standing start off the line as we go into the national circuit. We are going to go into first corner into Cops, and we've got Ricky B, who's out in front, followed by Mfero, who's joined us this evening. Really awesome to have some new drivers coming through, and you can see some of the guys just missing that braking point. Very, very tight there into the entry. Some guys just getting onto that grass. Very difficult to get this car turned on the grass there. So to 145s as they now go through the Brooklands, and you can just see some of the guys in the background there just battling to get that car turned in, and St. Jim just fighting that rear as he's getting that power on, just twitching left and right. But out in front, Ricky B, as St. Jim gets a very sideways, a car in the background there. That's a massive impact. So two cars getting involved there, and a few I think now trying to just do avoidance in the background. So massive damage there.
So you need to share the stream, because I see the Facebook and the YouTube stream is behind.
Apologies there, Tyler. I thought you were still in the... Of course, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Let me just get that up. Sorry guys for the slight delay, just making sure that Tyler is able to see what I'm seeing. It just seems that it's been so long since I got myself a stream that I just forgot one vital little key component. So there we go, Tyler, up and running. So currently we got Ricky out in front, then Pete in second place, followed by St. Jim in a third. Dane, he's now up into fourth place with James in fifth. Mafera, he is in sixth place. You can see fighting that rear coming through Cops, just battling to get that car settled. But it looks like he's going to have Tyrant coming up on the inside as they now come through what would be Brooklands, but now it's a little hard right-hander through entry. And this corner just keeps tightening up on you, so you've got to be very, very careful when getting that power on, which then gets the drivers back onto the Wellington Straight, which they'll then go through Brooklands and then through Luffield. So Reese, he's currently in the pits. That's not Reese going past. And Memo's having a little look on the inside there of Dave, as Dave's rear just lets go, which now allows Memo up into a eighth position. Must say these guys are really battling to get those rears stable before their power gets put on.
Can you go to third and fourth?
I can indeed. So Dane having a little fight here with St. Jim. And Tyler.
St. Jim's been battling with that car and being on a controller his first season on Project Cars and with SARCO. I know he battled with that car a lot, so it's good to see that he's actually up there.
Great move there by Dane. He saw there was a little opportunity and he managed to get that car, but now as Dane tries to get the power on, Jim is on the inside, Dane sees that he's there, so that means that Jim is able to take that place back. So a great fight back there from St. Jim, taking that place back from Dane. But I'm pretty sure that Dane is not going to let this one go. He'll be chasing him as hard as he can to make sure that he is able to close up that position. But now through this little maggots section, but then hard onto the brakes, you can see how that rear just steps out ever so slightly. But Dane is on the inside, able to get that power on. So it's going to be a race down the Wellington Straight, and who will have the opportunity or the upper hand going into Brooklands. And it looks like St. Jim on the inside, he will be able to hang on to that place for now. So a really interesting battle currently happening here, and this is for third and fourth place, but we can't undermine in a fifth place. We've got James coming through, so he's going to be wanting to get part of this, as well as Dane runs very wide there, touching that curb on the outside, and I've seen many practice sessions with guys finding it up on the inside wall there. Oh, Dane braking very late and just avoiding say Jim there. So 9 minutes 20 left of the basically the qualifier for the race. Ricky B out in front, so he's away 5 seconds, and Dane just managing to squeeze through on the inside. Thought there might be contact there, but Dane just managing to tighten up his line at the last moment and got himself up into third place. And now St. Jim is going to have James to contend with. James are coming up from fifth place, fighting for fourth. You could just see how that car is just moving left and right as the car just starts sliding ever so slightly. Now on the brakes, oh, James going very deep there. And now it looks like this three-way horse is just about to catch. I think that's Reese there in that very bright yellow car. But there is another little battle starting to develop, and that is Mafira. Or apologies, that was Tyron who managed to get himself ahead of Mafira. So Mafira starting on pole position. Who did join us to say that he'll have a go. He put his name down as a substitute, and I must say that livery is definitely reminding me of the good old-fashioned Chappies wrapper. So mistake for Dane. He's now down into fifth place, which now puts St. Jim up into third and James into fourth. So there is still lots more to come from as Dane just locking up that rear as he got onto the brakes. Just kicked that rear out and not able to get that power down to close up that gap. But it is now James putting that pressure onto the rear of Jim. So let's just see what this battle is going to bring us. But it definitely a lot more interesting than the first couple of corners, where they had a few guys going off one car, just losing the rear, and that just created that chain reaction. Just see what is happening on the live stream. The comments coming in. We got Rudy Bay saying good luck everyone. Stephen LaRue, he's saying good evening all. Surav 10 saying happy Valentine's Day. Reese, Robert Stoltz saying let's go Ricky B. We've got Keegan Warner who's joined us. Say here we go. Rudy Base, not an easy car on a controller. And Rudy, I'm pretty sure that you're able to speak on his behalf. Then a Chase, a Ghost, he's saying go Rafiki. And then the Archer say we like Chappies. Yes we do. Well, as youngsters we were basically forced to like Chappies because there was never change in those grocery stores, especially the one that was around the corner from me, as James goes very sideways and just clipping. Oh, that was unfortunate. James just losing that rear, clipping St. Jim, and unfortunately Dane T-boning him. So it looks like that is going to be the end of James's race, but you can just see how difficult that car is going to be to drive now that he doesn't have any downward rear force, rear downforce. Yes. But he's fighting really, really hard to keep that car going in a straight line. And you can see in the background, Tyron now 2.2 seconds. He's going to be looking to get himself up. But James, that car is going to be extremely difficult to control. See James now down in a 7th position. So very unfortunate there for James. And really no one's fault that. Just James in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Just on second, I see that gap closing quite a lot there.
Because Pete now right on it. There's now Pete sees probably an opportunity that Ricky B had spun, and Pete now puts it around. So was that an opportunity that Pete has now left hanging there at the entry? So here comes Mafera now. He's going to make easy work of James. You see James now down in 8th place. Oh, that car just snapping on Mafera as it got onto the brakes there. Thank you, Keegan. A downward rear force for the win. I'm definitely going to claim that. Who knows? We might actually get a little t-shirt going with that. It's almost as good as my three-legged horse. Oh my goodness. So we can see the confirmation that James having to go into the pits. Mafera currently fighting for that 6th place, but we do have Memo who's now closing up that gap. The top 6 here this evening will go into a reverse grid for the 30-minute race. So I'm sure Memo will be looking to get himself ahead of Mafera, get himself up on that pole position, and then bring the race to the guys. Because looking at the laps, Memo is currently going the quickest on the lap of 57.2 for him, where Ricky B out in front of 59. So it looks like Memo is definitely finding some good pace with this car. Mafera going to the outside. Memo has a little look to the inside, just managing to brake. Mafera goes a little bit too deep on his brakes, and unfortunately just goes a little bit wide. You could just see that little oversteer moment there. It's just something in the way this car is set up, is that there is a very, very strange little oversteer. It's very tricky car to drive, but I'm pretty sure that once you get a little bit of a setup going, it would be an absolutely fantastic car.
There's a battle there with St. Jim and NGC again.
So in shot is Dane, currently in 4th place, now taking the challenge to Jim. 2 minutes left, and you can see the blue car just behind. I wonder if that is Tyron. That is Tyron, so he's in 5th place. So we then have Jim, Dane, Tyron, and Memo. The car snapping for him, so he went the other way. So I was going to say that might be 4 cars now fighting for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place. So we can just jump to our man up in the lead now. So he does have 3.2 seconds is the lead there that he has over 2nd place like Pete. But now we've got 3rd, 4th, 5th, and Dane really struggling with that rear. So here comes a Tyrant getting himself into the slipstream. Dane's going to have to defend on that inside, but Tyrant should be able to go around the outside. It is definitely a quicker line out there. Set yourself up now for the inside. And a spin there for Dane. Not what he wanted, which is now going to get Mfera up. So he's going to go past Dane. Dane now trying to get back on the track. Memo now coming around. Killer Dave down in 8th place. So he's definitely battled here this evening. So Tyron in 4th. Looks like his car's taken quite a bit of damage, but here he is within a second of Jim. Will he be able to get himself ahead? Just want to see where Ricky is. So this will be the last lap. Ricky now on lap number 16. So Tyron will have one last go to try and get himself ahead of Jim. And just the way he has slid that car coming out of the exit there. Very interesting place there to get that power on, because Laffield do want to get that car nice and straight.
Oh.
I have no idea what happened there.
It looks like something disconnected. Controller or...
yeah, because that just threw him completely off the track. But now...
Yeah, no, it's standing there. Can we go to the leaders?
Yes, we can.
They only half a second, but the race is complete.
So the race is complete there. We'll just jump back down now to Mafera in 5th place. He now is going to lose that place to Memo, as Memo now sneaks his way through. And looking at these lap times, Memo is definitely the fastest on the track here. Well, Memo have a go on the inside of Dane, just not close enough to do that. Mafera loses that rear. Memo now trying to get an inside line on the back of Dane. And it's all going to be about the exit here. Will Memo be able to move himself up into a 4th place? He'll try and go around the outside. Memo better be careful there, because that is no man's territory. That could definitely have given him a slowdown penalty. But Dane, he will hang on to that 4th place. So that did get very close in the end there.
And we're at Pete there with the fastest lap, just Rafiki with a 56.3 and Pete with a 56.2.
So we're just getting the final the final positions for the second heat, and this is now going into a 30-minute race. So looking at the current position, so we'll have Mafera who will lead us away, Memo in 2nd, Dane will start off in 3rd place, we'll have Jim in 3rd, in 4th place, then Pete in 5th, Ricky B in 6th, then we'll go Tyron, Dave, Rafiki, and then Reese. So, Tyler, having looked at that race, we can see that it is going to be very, very tricky, not only for the Alpha, for the Bravo tier, but also, I suspect, for the Alpha tier as well. As it looks like that the car is very, very tricky, specifically going onto the brakes there, going through the entry when we come back onto the hangar straight. And it does seem like that is where the majority of the incidents could possibly happen, because going in through Cops as the first corner didn't quite seem to be too much problem. It's definitely that next place where the drivers start bottlenecking.
Yeah, definitely. In the sprint race, that right-hander, it's very strange. Car gets very light. You saw there the guys were spinning. It's very unpredictable. So in the long race, the 30-minute race, the long track, definitely changes a lot. So yeah, we'll have to see what the guys can do.
Yeah, because now that we go onto the GP track, is we essentially now start on the Hamilton straight. So we start all the way down at the back. We then go, our first corner goes into Abbey through Farm. We then have a essentially a hairpin at the village. We then turn left in through the loop, and it is flat through there, through the entry down the Wellington Straight, around Brooklands, into Luffield, flat out through Woodcote, which is essentially the start-finish line for the national circuit, in through Cops, then the famous Maggots and Beckett's, through Chapel, back down the Hanger Straight, and around Stowe, down into the Vale, and then around Club to get one lap done. Where the car starts getting very, very light is through Maggots. As you get onto the brakes to go in through Beckett's, the car definitely lightens up there as well. We then have through Stowe, I really battle keeping that car on the ground there. And then going through Abbey again, you're always going quite quickly there, trying to get the lap time as quick as possible, but it can go so wrong there, especially on these harder tires.
Yeah, well, that's going to be interesting to see, because I'm quite interested to see who actually fits for softs and who stays on the hards. Yeah.
Okay, so I see that we have gone into the race. I just hope that all those settings were updated, because now we go into a 15-lap race, and within the 15 minutes, each driver has to do at least one mandatory pit stop. And you're talking about the tires. The tire selection is definitely going to be one of the most interesting things here. Is that, do you hold on to your track position, or do you go into the softs? Tyler, you said that the softs were overheating. So is it worth doing them, or do you reckon rather just hang on to those hards? Or you hold your cards close to your chest?
No, like I said earlier, I haven't had enough practice in this car and track to actually figure out and say definitely hard or definitely soft. I did do a little session and change to softs, but I could see immediately within 3 laps that the temps were definitely going up. Could also just be my driving style, sliding the car around too much. So yeah, that's what I say. It's going to be very interesting to see what the guys do.
So I have been fortunate enough where I've driven quite a long session on the hards. I've also managed to do a little session on the softs, and it is definitely one of those, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, and the other thing with the softs is one little spin and you've definitely cooked the tire.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know. So you staying on soft or hard, Dylan?
I'm still undecided. I'll have to see how the night goes. If you get good track position, then it does make sense to hang on to that position. But if you do have a really bad first heat and you're at the back, then it's good to take the gamble, I suppose. So we're just waiting for the drivers to get themselves into position. So if you have just joined us, guys, drop us a message on the Discord, on YouTube or Facebook. we do have a go and read those messages as soon as we can. I see Stephen LaRue, he's joined us saying go Killer D. Steve Perry, he's joined us. Reese, top 3 next race after that bad crash. Yeah, we did see that. That was very unfortunate. The loose and damaged fender is definitely going to hinder the control. You're definitely right there. And that came from Archer. Keegan, yeah, the downward rear force, we're definitely going to do something with that. I'm sure we can make it as one of the SARCO library words. And then Duncan, shame man, Duncan's PC overheating and not able to race, but it looks like he'll be sorted for the race on Thursday night. He's saying good luck to all the races tonight. Beef's gone and blown up his PS4, but the wife has lent me hers. See you all soon. So that's very nice of her. Now how's that for a Valentine's gift? So if you have just joined us, the current starting position, this is a rolling start. We'll have Mafira, he's in first place with Memo in second, Dane third, St. Jim in fourth place, Sly Pete in fifth, and Ricky B in first. With Ricky having finished first, Sly Pete was second, St. Jim was third, Dane was fourth, Memo fifth, and Mafira in sixth place. Tyron missing out there. He was fighting up at the top, but he unfortunately finished down in seventh place. Then Dave in eighth, he has his work cut out for him. James having a very, very unfortunate little run-in, him being stuck between Dane and St. Jim. And then Reese, a first lap incident there for him, having to go and get extensive damage fixed, but not able to rejoin. So I'm sure he'll be looking for a good solid race this second time round. So 15 laps, one is a rolling start, and then we'll go into a 14 lap race. So the cars will start bunching up as we now get closer into the Vale, close to that start finish line. We'll then exit through Club, and then Mafira will give everybody the go, and we will be racing. Just remember guys that you cannot pit until you have crossed the start finish line, so you have to do at least one racing lap before you're able to go into the pits. So this is it, race number 2 for the Bravo tier, and Mafira going very, very wide, very, very loose there in the front. You can see just trying to get his car settled as we go into the second corner, and Dane's car just snaps up on him, losing a couple of places. That's going to be very, very close. A little tag from behind as that concertina effect starts happening. Oh, well caught there by St. Jim as his car snaps on him and nearly going into Dane. But now we've got Mafira out in front, and we are just about 4 wide coming down Brooklands. The Wellington straight towards Brooklands. 5 cars looking for a place. That is going to be very, very tricky. But oh, snap of the rear there for St. Jim, and the guys are definitely being a little bit more cautious now. That's really good to see. Dane around the outside, but that is
was Raf that got stuck.
So Raf, there he is there, so he is still going, so we're all good in the hood. So still 10 cars driving. And out in front, Mafira got Sly Pete within half a second as he catches a huge slide there going into Stowe, and that is definitely not my favorite corner, which now puts Sly Pete up in front. Mafira deciding now's the time to go into the pits.
And then those guys were going for the wrong pit. That's the pit on the other side.
No, this is correct, because this is the start finish line. So
no, not them. We saw Rafiki driving.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. So you're possibly right there. But now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers going into the pits. This definitely must be an option for the soft to make that 6 drivers. So now
I saw there was an accident in the beginning of that race, so now I'm not sure if a couple of them are going for softs or if they're actually just going to fix damage.
So I'd say in the next 7 laps or so, once the guys in front decide to go and do their pits, I'm sure all will be revealed. But yeah, I can see that those pit stops that they had, so Rafiki's already on his way out, so that's 13, 14, 16, about 16 seconds is that gap there. So that doesn't look like damage. Dave, he is still in the pit, so he was one of those that went in.
Yeah, so there was definitely Ricky B and Killer Dave. I know they were part of the accident because they dropped back quite quickly.
Okay, so we'll definitely keep our eye on what's happening down at the back there. But you can see that between Raf, Jim, Mafira, that is 5 seconds. We then have Ricky B 4 seconds further down. Memo's a further 6 seconds down. And then Dave 5 seconds down there. So it does look like it's just a little bit of extra damage needing to be fixed. But now out in front, the first 3 cars is Slight Pete. We've got Reese, had a really, really bad first race. He's now currently in third with Tyron. Reese is in second with Tyron in third place. So really, really good to see Reese coming back with a vengeance here.
Yeah, you can definitely see that the long track suits certain people where the short track suits others. You know, we've got a, besides for Pete at the moment, but we've got a completely different group of guys up in the front competing in sprint race.
And it's also about just being able to get yourself into that rhythm. Like the short track, there's a lot of cars around you, so you generally are fighting for position more often, where here you can get into a rhythm, you can wait for an opportunity, where that little qualifying race is that you're pushing for a place, and I think that's a part of the challenge with that.
And I wonder if this whole, you know, we might have seen so many guys diving into the pits, you're actually trying to give themselves some space. Something I did notice.
True.
When you Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah. No, something I did notice as well, when you drive behind someone with this car, it changes quite a bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, the downforce definitely does not work on your favor, that's for sure. And it makes the nose extremely light. But Tyron doing really, really well, following on the back of Reese. And Sly Pete slowly but surely just opening up that gap, just dropping back. So we had Mafira, he started out in pole position, so he's got St. Jim behind him. So I see Dane, like, he's 18 seconds behind. I wonder whether he had jumped into the pits. It's just such a pity that we don't have the record of who's pitted or who's not. There's just so many jumping in there. We're just trying to figure out what the reason would be. So I was more worried about the time as opposed to seeing who the drivers were. But you can just see how Jim is racing the car as he was getting that car direction change from left to right. I see Reese now going into the pits. So lap number 4, that's a very interesting time to pit, unless he's realized that, hold on, that Tyron is really putting pressure on him, he's making mistakes. Let's go into the pits, possibly put on those softs. It's going to be very interesting to see what the different strategies are. But now Tyron doing a 209.8, so matching Sly Pete out in front. So 209.6 there for St. Jim. So he's currently the fastest man on the track. But as I say that, we've got Mafira 205.5. Really good lap time there. Ricky B 205.9, and then Memo 205.2. definitely think that Memo has put those softs on. You can see how that car was just so nicely planted when he got his power on there. Coming out of the loop, that car just looks so stable. So now coming into Brooklyn's, ooh, a little overcooked it just a little bit. But definitely looking a lot more solid there. So this is now St. Jim on Ricky B. Ooh, a little side by side as they approached Cops. Not a place to overtake, and we did see a Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen incident going through there. Oh, so Jim going very, very wide. I think he might have just understeered a little bit, and instead of trying to control that on the dirt, just straightened it up. But now we've got Mafera, Ricky, St. Jim and Reese all within 6 seconds of each other, so it's still very much a race on here. And Mafera 205.5, so definitely getting some really good lap times in here as he now starts closing down on, I was going to say on Tyron, but Tyron is dropping. Oh, there's Tyron. They're coming out of the pits. So Mafera's going to be able to get himself ahead of Tyron, knowing that they've pitted, but no, Mafera catching the inside curb. He's going to rejoin, be side by side. You'll have to brake really early. Will Tyron be able to go the long way around? But touching the grass on the outside, getting the power is not going to help. But it looks like an oversteer moment there for Mafera, and that's going to allow both Ricky B to get past him, as well as Tyron. Well, a late dive to the inside. Mafera's going to be able to hang on to that. Great move there. No, Tyron loses that rear. We saw that. It's exactly what had happened to James in the first race. So unfortunate. But there's still a lot of time left for Mafera to get himself back up the order. So that is now changed things ever so slightly. So Sly Pete still doing 209's lap number 6. Ricky B 204.8. So those lap times definitely coming down now. Dane, he's now dropping down. He's got Reese, who's just taken a position from him. So Reese up into third. Dane is now in fourth, and followed very closely by St. Jim. And it seems that every time we go and have a look there, there's a little incident that happens. So Jim, we'll stay away from you as Mafera, he now goes past, coming down through the chapel, and it's just that transition through Maggots and Beckett's that the guys are just losing out there. What has now happened is Memo, who is further down the order, he now finds himself up into 5th place, and we'll get another one as Dane now goes into the pits to make his pit stop, which now is going to put Memo up into 4th place.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Pete's pit strategy is. No, he hasn't pitted, but with being 3 seconds slower than Ricky, within 10 laps, that's 30 seconds, and then he still needs to pit. So Pete needs to decide what he's going to do, because you got Reese, Veritas, all of the guys just there.
And they're all doing comfortably 206s, and know they can get into those 205s. So that's just over 1 second, plus your pit stop of just say 16 seconds. So that's going to leave a 10-second margin for Pete to come out the pits. But then a second a lap over the next 8 laps is going to make it very, very interesting. So Pete will have to definitely figure out what his pit stop is going to be, and then make that change early, so at least he has some time to still fight back. because that time is coming down. You can see it's now down to 20, it was 25.5 seconds, and as I jumped onto him, that time then just jumped up. So there we go, he must have heard our call. So Pete now going into the pits. We'll just watch it to see if it's a little splash and go. So here comes Ricky now down towards Vale. Sly Pete still in the pit, so we can't see whether he's moving just yet. So a jump back to Ricky as he now comes through club. Sly Pete is now moving. So he now exits, and we've got Ricky B just behind him. Ricky B doing a 2:04.9. So that is 3.2 seconds now is that gap. And I honestly don't think that Pete had put on those soft tires, where it does look like Ricky B being able to do those times is possibly running those softs.
Hey, we'll have to watch at the end if Pete hasn't changed and Ricky has, or if Pete decided to go with a late change. If the tires are going to overheat, then I think Pete will definitely have a better pit strategy.
Because he does have 7 laps to go for Sly Pete, and in shot is Ricky B currently in second place. There goes Pete across our screen now. There's Reese in third place, a little bit further down the screen, followed by Memo. So these guys are really, really close together. Then we've got Mafira sliding that car sideways. He's in 5th place. Then we've got Tyra now. He's coming through Woodcote. So the times are definitely getting quicker for the guys up at the top there. Ooh, a little slap of the rear there. Is now Ricky B making a mistake, which now puts Reese ahead, and that promotes Memor as well up into 3rd, and that was coming out of Beckett's, getting onto Chapel, and now Ricky B down in 4th place. So he's going to have his work cut out, because now he needs to not only chase down Sly Pete, who's now 11 seconds ahead of him, but he has to get through both Memor and Reese now.
Yeah, and both of them have pitted, what I can remember, so
yeah, I don't think
it's going to be a tough one.
I don't think there's any drivers now that need to pit, so it's going to be a good old-fashioned sprint to the end. We got 6 laps left. And I was just watching to see Mafira. He was closing up on Ricky B, but it all depends on what strategy that Mafira was on, because there's Ricky B. Wonder whether that was a mistake, because somebody else that's dropped down. So that was Memo making mistakes. I think that's what slowed up Ricky B a bit, and that allowed Mafira to go up. So this race is definitely far from over.
You got Memo and Rebellion that dropped back. And then we had a disconnect.
It looks like we've lost Tyron, because that was Rebellion. He was in 6th place. He was just behind Memo.
Yeah. And it looks like Memo is carrying a penalty as well.
So let's just go check those the penalties. So 10 seconds there for Memo. That's speeding into the pit lane. So I'm sure he is going to be very up. Oh no! Are you sure you want to quit? No, I don't want to quit. I want to get rid of that. But just look at those lap times. Memo 2:04.9. So he really had the ability to be on top there. Peter 206.7. So he's been chased down by Reese. Reese 4.5 seconds behind him as Mafira touches the curb, just managing to hang on. And I think that Ricky B thought that he might just be able to change direction, and landed up just planting that car right behind him. So no rear wing for Mafira. This is going to be extremely difficult for him to hang on to now.
Yeah, that car becomes almost undrivable without that rear wing. Oh, there we go. Memo.
Memo just losing that, going on out of the village. Looks like he just got onto the power a little bit too soon. Just flicked out, and there's Mafira trying to keep that car going in a straight line. He's going to have to go for a pit. He's got about 10 seconds is the gap between St. Jim, and he might be able to just get that rear wing put back on and basically hang on to at least some points here this evening. So it looked like Mafira was once again going into the wrong pit entry there.
So that'll cause a lot of damage.
Because you take the little inroad and then you get to where the pit entry is, and there's a big red wall there, I believe. So you know for a fact that that is not the pit entry. So Reese in second place. He's got himself an additional 2 seconds on the first place man Pete. So Pete doing 206.4s, Reese now 205.5. So while Pete is a little bit more consistent, Reese is able to go a little bit quicker.
The previous lap of Reese was a 204.8.
Yeah, so that was basically 2 seconds, or 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, and that should be, I'm sure that's almost quickest on track.
So there's a battle for first and second place. Mafira now going into the pits. He'll have to get that rear downforce sorted out. So here comes St. Jim in sixth place. So he moves up now into fifth. We've got James now. He's coming around. So he will move up a position here as well. Mafira is still in the pits. Such an unfortunate incident there. Just losing that rear, trying to keep that car going. I think just distracted Ricky. Wasn't quite sure where he was going to go and basically drove straight up the back of him. So just going to keep our eye on the battle here for first and second place. So we've got 4 laps left, and just 4 minutes left before 9 o'clock. So to the Alpha tier, we are currently running about 7 minutes behind schedule, so apologies for that. But we will get you up and running as soon as the race is over. So 3 laps left, well 3 laps plus this one, so 4 laps left, and restarting to put a little bit more pressure on Sly Pete up in front. You can see a 207 versus a 204.6. So I'm pretty sure that Pete is going to start feeling that pressure, and just the way Reese is able to get that power down, you can see that gap is already closing on the straight. He will have an opportunity to have a dive. Not quite yet, just not close enough to make a move. But you can see now the difference in terms of the tyres. I can almost assure you that Pete is on the hards, Reese is on those softs. Reese going to try go around the outside, but Pete just sticking the car in front of him, not giving him too much room there. So Tyler, I'm just checking the Alpha tier, the lobby up and running.
Yeah, I've started sending invites to the guys.
That is fantastic.
Right.
Great tight line there for Reese. Now down the hanger straight. There is an opportunity to have a look on the inside of Stowe. But just not close enough to make an impact. But now if he gets the drive out coming down in towards the Vale, he can put it on the inside. He is going to be better on the brakes. Is he going to have a look? Yes, he does. Pete has to give him the space. But now Pete will fight for that inside line as he comes out through club. And Reese, a absolute textbook maneuver there. Put the car in a position where Pete could not defend. And Reese now moves himself up into a first position. And you could just see the difference in terms of the times. 2:05.7 for Reese, 2:08.2 for Pete. So thank you, Tyler. I did get the invite for the Alpha tier. So guys, for the Alpha tier, we will have both Memo and Pete in the commentary this evening. Pete has put his hand up to say that he'll have a go. And it's always really cool for all the drivers to get involved with the community, see how they can help where. And now Pete taking himself out of the driving position and putting himself in the commentary box. I'll definitely go back and listen to what they have to say. So with 3 laps left to go, the positions are pretty much, I can't say set because we know that anything can happen. But the drivers are now a lot more spaced out. So just looking at these lap times, currently Reese the fastest with a 2:05.7.
I've got a 2:03.1 in 8th position.
That is Mafera, 2:03.1. That is an absolute cracker of a time. So Reese now starting to catch up to some back markers.
I definitely think that is the fastest.
Yes, because we've seen a couple of high 2:04s, but not any 2:03s. But now Mafera catching up onto the back of Dane, and you can just look at the time difference there. 4 seconds a lap is the difference there. So Mafera, an absolute fantastic lap there. And that is, I'd say, Alpha tier time that.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys in Alpha, some of them will definitely be going quicker than that. But that is a very fast time.
So Mafera starting to close up onto the back of Dane. This is for a position. Is he going to be able to have a look going into Abbey? And not quite the right idea. It's very, very tricky because then you got to change up, go through farm, then hard on the brakes here into the village. And it looked like Dane's car just floated a little bit through there. Great exit there from Mafira. Got that power on nice and early. And Tyler, I'm just looking at the lap times that Reese has only got 3 seconds on Sly Pete, and I honestly thought that time would have expanded a lot. As a late lunge on the inside goes Mafira, but that now puts Dane on the inside. A four lap field. But now will he be able to have the grip to get their power down through Woodcote, because they are possibly going to be side by side through Cops. But Dane can just move to the inside slightly, just to cut off any opportunity that he might might want to make. A little touch of the curb on the outside for both drivers. But this is where Mafira must just be a little bit patient, set himself up to get a good exit coming through Beckett's, and to get the drive now. Should have tightened it up through Chapel and then set himself up for a go on the inside of Stowe. But we saw him having a look how it was Reese that had a go down into the braking zone. Got a little bit close there. Little touch. Not sure whether he just took his eye off the mark there just for a second and didn't realize that he was so close. As Dane now goes into the braking point, and that rear just spins around. But that now puts Mafira up into 7th place. So we are currently on the last lap now. Reese, an absolute great race. Managed to track down Sly Pete. Great move for him, setting himself up on down into the Vale. Made the move stick, and now he has driven the car nice and consistently and been able to get himself a win. So there we go, Reese will across the line, and he will win here in the Bravo tier. Great drive there for him. Pete comes home in 2nd place. Ricky B, a very, very tough race there for him, but he'll come home in 4th place. Memo, he should be able to hang on to that 4th place, even though he does have that 10-second penalty. He does have a good couple of seconds between himself and James, who will come home in 5th place. Then St. Jim, he's down in 6th. And just looking, Mafira 3 seconds behind him. I don't think he'll be able to close up that gap. But there's Mafira, fastest time of the day there for him. Getting himself into the 203s. Then Dane down in 8th place, and then Dave, one of the lap cars, he was down in a 9th position.
Yeah, I'm sure these guys are very, very glad that this race is over.
That definitely looked like an extremely tough race.
Oh, that strategy for Pete almost worked there.
That did indeed, and that's just hang on to the track position. And there's a confirmation for Tyron being disconnected. So Ricky, we are under a little bit of a time pressure. 3rd place there for you. Very, very tricky conditions in terms of the tyre choice, and a tricky race there for you. Lots and lots of battles there.
Yeah, I got caught up in a lot of incidents. Guys coming off the track, so eventually the other two just got too far ahead. Couldn't catch them.
And in terms of your strategy, did you go with the softs?
Yeah, I went to softs.
And I did see that there was quite a few drivers that went in. So there was six drivers in total that went into the pits, and I'm sure you must have been pulling your hair out to see so many drivers in, because that would have just got you straight back out in all the traffic.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had an incident with a pit stop where the tire got stuck. So it was longer than my pit stop in the practice. So everything that could go wrong was going wrong.
No, but look, I'm sure you're happy with your third place, and an absolute great drive there for you.
Thanks, man.
Let's go to you, Pete. Second place for you. Looks like you just went in, stayed on the hards and tried to just drive through the hards, but it looks like the guys that went on the soft, that was the tire to choose.
Yeah, I think so. Was Reese on the soft, obviously?
No, Reese was definitely on the softs. Okay. And just see how that car was just sitting so nicely coming out of those corners.
Yeah, look, I had about half an hour practice before, and I heard Terry talking, saying, done the test, and there's no need for the softs. Clearly it was on Reese's side there. But yeah, first race, that second quarter, wow. Just cars everywhere, I just went through it. And yeah, I had a few spins myself, it wasn't easy. But yeah, awesome race. Well done, Reese.
No, absolutely awesome. Let's go to you, Reese. Your first win here at SARCO. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that, and clearly going onto the softs, and that was the tyre of choice.
Yeah, I mean, that car is insanely hard to drive when it's on the hards, so I put it in the pits 4th lap, and those softs just stuck through the whole track, and it was an amazing car to drive after that.
Look, an absolute great win, and we definitely got your little overtake there on Sly Pete going down the Vale, so I'm sure you can go have a look at that, and that's absolute textbook driving there, so absolutely well done.
Thank you so much.
So guys, absolutely fantastic. We are going to be just changing up our settings while we wait for Memo to come and join us on the Discord, and then we'll have Memo and Pete taking you through the commentary for the Alpha tier. I'm really looking forward to getting that going. So guys, just give us a couple of minutes while we change over, and we'll get racing in the Alpha tier. We'll be back shortly.
Well done, guys.
Thanks, guys. Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay, all right. How do I make the live stream here big screen? Is it possible? I'm sure I did it last time.
Yo, is anybody there?
How's it, Memo?
Oh, goodness, you just blasted into my ears. Try that again?
Am I loud?
Yeah, I had my earphones all the way up. Goodness. There's actually something that says if I want to deafen it. Yes, I want to get deaf. Thank you very much.
How's your race, man?
It was okay, no problems. Lots of spins. Unfortunately, a couple of bumps. Yeah, what can you do? It happens, though. No worries. How was yours?
Yeah, quite a few spins on the first one. I nearly caught Ricky B for the win.
Hey, Dylan. We can see you, unfortunately. Can you hear us? Probably not. Dylan. Can you guys hear me? Is this better now?
It was like,
Okay,
enjoy your race.
we're ready, I think.
As ready as it'll get.
Yeah, my left knee kind of hurts, actually.
Too
I'm
much
thinking about
braking.
going. Yeah, too much braking. Yeah, too much spinning. It's more like it, but anyway. No, actually, to tell you the truth, on my rig, I've got this little piece of metal. I keep hitting on it. Which pretty much sucks, but anyway.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
are we supposed to be...
my pedal's definitely dirty, eh? I was so battling through the gears. It's like fluttering the whole time.
Oh, no, that sucks. You should...
Yeah.
What gears do you... What pedals do you have?
No, G29, but yeah, I haven't ever cleaned them.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. And they've actually got some nice upgrades for those if you look around. You know, some like little plastic things that you can get from eBay, and things like that.
Like, I would like have to let off it for fifth gear and slam on it, and then it would be full.
My mic is pitching on the... Yeah, it's because I live far away. That's why my mic is pitching. What can I do about that? I can't do anything about that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good mess.
But you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
I don't know what to do about this now. They're starting this already. Yeah. Hold on. Anyway, so here we are. The guys are getting ready. You want to take it since my mic is, you know, sort of messed up, apparently?
No. Your mic sounds beautiful.
Yeah, over here.
So I think 203 on our last race. 203.1, I think it was.
It was a 203, yes. Even though I'm suspecting there was some grass cutting in that. Like going through the grandstand or something.
I wouldn't put it past them. Anything's possible.
Okay. So to all the viewers watching, this is a sprint race now. It's a random starting grid, and everyone is off the line. And I think Brandon is first. I hope the names are correct.
Looks like Brandon got away clean. Rudy chasing.
Rudy likes chasing. Yes, he does.
I was in the lobby earlier with Peter Brandt, Terry. Saw low 202s there.
Yeah. There's a lot of sideways sliding, and that was over ambitious for Rudy. He's falling back now, unfortunately. He's all the way at the back. So let's jump over to Dylan. Dylan heads SARCO, so if you're interested in racing, you can come and join us. We have a Discord. You can send us an email. Check out the website and come and join the racing.
Did you make that corner on the first race? Or there goes another one.
I got a few bumps on the first race, to tell you the truth. It wasn't easy with those hard tires.
So
even Dylan
after the chicane that splits the long track. I nearly
yeah. Apparently, it's not a good idea to push brakes with this car. It's just to shift down a couple of gears and go through the turns like that. Apparently, it seems to work actually.
Yeah, it seems to settle down. It's still scary though.
So, who would you like to have a look at? Rudy's doing pretty well, coming back fast, and as I say it, we see him spinning off.
Another one.
Unfortunately, I was actually contemplating on going into the pits on this race as well to go over to the soft tires, which is I don't know if it's legal or illegal, but you have to have a mandatory pit stop in the second race, which is the main race. And most people go and change their tires to softs, where the grip is much, much better.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there won't be issues going into the pit if you don't have to pit.
So this is all the guys, starting Brandon, number, I don't remember the names, and then Tyler's in third position.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler taking it nice and easy. Robert right behind him chasing. Two teammates.
Durkee right in fifth position. And surprisingly enough, Jakes and Marius are towards the back.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a bit of strategy going on here for a start for the second race.
To what? To go and collect all the points, you're saying? That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't think Jake, Dylan, Marius will be that far back on strategies. Something must have happened there.
That's what it seems like. And usually the guys that are right in the front, like Jakes and Dylan and Marius, are now right at the back. Let's just see what Terry's up to. Terry's coming out of the pits as well. So maybe he got mixed up or he got slammed up somewhere along the track.
Yeah, I see he's picked up a penalty as well. Yeah,
And just jump to the leader and see some racing because it's under 1 second over here. There's a lot of nice battles going on in this race.
Peter Brandt now looking for catching up quite quickly there.
Let's move over to the controller here so it's no beeping.
Oh, my money's got to be on Brandon. He's a rough rider, driving an Alpha tier.
He's a very good racer. I remember him last year in Bravo tier, and he just dominated us. There's nothing you could do about his driving.
One of those guys that manages to go off twice in a race and still come back and win it.
Yep, he's one of those people. And a very nice car he has. So to all the viewers out there, we are not seasoned commentators. We are trying our hardest here, our best anyway. We don't know the corners of the track. At least I don't. We don't know the names of the drivers. At least I don't. But the colors of the cars are really, really nice. And they have nice lights too. That's what we can talk about.
Yeah. Oh, Peter going a bit deep there.
Yeah, but Brandon took it nicely.
Yeah, not fazed by that.
So we've got some very, very 56s on these tires without changing, 55s actually. On these tires is really difficult to do, I think. I think I managed a 56 actually. One lap.
I kept it consistent in the 56s on the hard tires the whole time, never changed on the pit stop.
Well, then you should, your middle name is probably Ninja. Probably Ninja. So we've got the two teammates, Marius almost losing it there behind Jakes.
Big wiggle.
Just jump to the leaders again because I can see some.
That's exactly what happens.
Serious driving, yeah.
These hard tires, if you put your foot down, that rear end just spins on you.
After watching lots of videos on YouTube trying to get my driving a lot better, apparently a 6 to 10% spin of the car while going through a corner is actually good. It helps you rotate the car, and then you can get on the power earlier when you're sticking in a straight line, apparently.
Yeah. Without having to catch it, yeah. It's a fine line.
Yeah.
But yeah, it helps release the car through the corner.
As of now, I'm unable to get between 6 and 10%, and I can guarantee about 40 and 50% loss of grip most of the time. So
Clearly, easier said than done.
even Jakes is making mistakes. Have you seen this? Jakes is in 9th position. That's crazy. No damage on the car. He's just losing it as well. He's trying too hard, I think.
Yeah, or he surely must have damage on that car. It doesn't look
It
like
didn't
Jake's
seem like it.
He hasn't had practice. I don't know.
Yeah, I think apparently he just got back from his dinner with his loved ones, and and he got straight into racing. So he hasn't been able to warm up anything.
And maybe there were a few drinks involved as well.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's a much better excuse for not being up in the front. So technically, Marius should be in the optimum position, and he should just chill over there now, right?
Yep. He is also 55, same as the top 3. 55-0. Durkee looks like he's on the move up.
Let's have a look over there. Yeah, he's about 5 seconds behind the leaders. The leaders are really fighting it out, though.
Yeah, and they're going to start slowing each other down, and Durkee is going to be right up there. Let's see if we... Oh, no, there's a 56 lap now. Not staying consistent.
The back of this car with the hard tires is very twitchy. Let's see what Marius is up to. Ooh, they're getting really close.
I used the stable setup and ran it on high traction control. It was okay. Just had to be patient with it.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about stable setup, actually. That's actually a smart move. Is that why? Did you come first?
On the first race, I was one more lap and I would have had Ricky B. Caught him really fast. 2 spins behind him and caught up again. So
Okay.
that was in second race as well. After going into the pits, I came out in the lead again. And got caught by Reese pretty quickly. And I think it was 4 laps to go. He passed me.
Oh, unfortunate for you then.
On the soft tires, I stayed on the hard.
Are you serious? Well, that's strange. Why would you do that?
No, I didn't even think about it.
No, I found that out last week's race.
Got out and I think it was about a second quicker. Not too bad.
Yeah, that 1 second. Then if you pit immediately in the beginning of the race, then those seconds sort of build up.
Yeah.
So there's some really good racing here. Marius has gone into 5th position. He did his job over there, and Jakes is now piling on the pressure on Dylan. I definitely think Dylan has a lot of damage on that car, though.
Yeah, I couldn't say the same. I think for Jakes, I can't see anything. Yeah, Jake's really catching fast now.
Oh no, and Brandon has lost the lead. Even though he seemed super smooth with that car.
Ooh, there we go. Twitch deep. Probably overdriving now to get back.
Seems that way. Marius is already... Oh, was Marius in 5th position? Did he spin again? Looks like it.
Must have been, yeah. Yeah, I see Brandon also did a whole second slower that last lap.
There you go.
He must have had a bit of a spin.
It's not fun having Marius near you on the track, actually, because it's very intimidating.
Yeah, no, that's when I start blaming my pedal again. Getting flat.
Yeah. So there's no more battles on the track. It's just Marius and Rudy at the moment, anyway. With 3 minutes remaining, let's see what happens. Let's remind all the viewers that this is a sprint race, and basically what happens is, the first 6, it's like a qualifying sprint, if you want to call it that way, like they do in Formula 1. So they're basically racing in a random order. The first 6 guys then reverse grid, and then the rest carry on into the next race with whatever their positions were. I think it's simple enough.
That's it. Yeah, funny enough, today it all went well in Bravo. Oh, there goes Dylan.
Yeah, and I caught him spinning, so...
I'm putting this one on you, Memo.
Yeah, no, that... always.
Okay, that will release Jake's now.
And that brings Dirk.
He seems to be catching, quite quickly, but I don't know if he's got enough time left.
It's Dirky, I think he does.
Yeah.
He is relentless as well when he's behind you.
Definitely, Brandon is slowing down a bit, taking it easy.
And Jake's also span, and Dylan is now in front of Jake's again.
No ways.
I thought this was supposed to be racing, not ice skating.
Not a night for the Mambas, it seems.
Yeah, with those colors, you can't really call them Mambas, can you?
Yeah. Suppose it's
more like popsicles. And I'm so sorry, Ricky. Unfortunate there. So Dylan is really far behind, so I don't think he'll be able to catch him. Just coming onto the straight. I actually believe that Dirky is going to catch Brandon. Sorry, Brandon.
Yep, it looks like it. Again, it stays 2-3 seconds. Seems like a lot less on track.
Another thing which would be interesting to watch or look at is actually the timing to see what penalties they have. And okay, there's not too many. It's all about 1 second. Basically, that's not too bad at all.
Yeah. Brandon's gonna have to pull that gap.
So Doki knows what he's doing. He's just sticking near Brandon. That's all he has to be. Under 1 second, and he takes second position from Brandon because of the time penalty.
That's 0.4 is right there. Oh, here comes a move. Doki won't be happy with just sitting there.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful. On the outside.
Too wide. That's crazy.
Corners on the outside. And again.
That's some really good racing there.
Oh, Derky.
He has to take it off there and see if he can catch him on the acceleration coming out of the corner, which is exactly what he
does. Not giving up at all. What's the speed? 5 corners now, side by side.
Oh, and finally, Dirky forces an error from Brandon.
Probably locking up a little bit.
So this is
what good racing.
That was a nice lap, a very nice lap of racing there.
See what Morris qualifying race.
It is, it still counts though. There's a few points coming in from this. So quick mistake before he goes over the line, I'm guessing. No, but the line's not here, it's on the other side, or is it on this side? I don't remember. Oh, it was on this side. Okay. Brandon coming in second. Apparently Doki also made a mistake and came in third, unfortunately. Tyler. Then we have Smoltz.
And Marius.
Fighting for it.
Who got it? Marius got it. Unbelievable.
He just got it. That was crazy. Let's see the rest of the field.
Stolz in first place on the next race.
So for all just joining right now, which I don't know how many of you just joined right now, or didn't join at all, position 6 to 1 will be reverse grid for the next one. And I don't know what happened there, but anyway. So let's see the results here. And you want to go through the names?
Yeah, so we got Peter Brante, first place. Second, Brandon. Dos Santos. Quicksilver is Dirkie in third place. Tyler Scott 4. Marius 5. Robert Stolz in 6th place. Jake's Fatnikakni in 7th. 8th is Rudy Base. 9th we got Dylan. I'm sure you won't be too happy with that. Also Roxar Mill in 10th place.
And that was a retirement. Okay.
Stolz will lead us out for the next one.
Followed by Marius, and then who was fourth? I don't remember. It wasn't Rudy. Who was it? It was I think Tyler. It was Tyler Scott.
Tyler, Rudy, Peter Brandt, I think.
No, I think was it Rudy? Rudy, I think, was more at the back actually. I think it was Dirkie. Dirkie, then Brandon, and then Peter Brunt. Cool. I'm just gonna get a thumbs up here so that we know we're ready and that, you know, what time is it? It's 9:30. World's best commentating from the both of us. We should watch out, you know, like Sky Sports or like, I don't know, the BBC or something's gonna come and take us away from Dylan and SARCO. Yeah.
Race points as payment.
I'll take money as payment, thank you very much. But race points I'm not too interested in. Give me a couple of laps with some close racing enjoyable.
Or some setups from Dylan for that Porsche on ACC.
Those setups, you just go online and you can find some. But there's lots of views on the cars as well and all happening. So, yeah. So, once again, to those thumbs up so we can next race. Reverse grid the first 6 guys from the previous race, and it's the main event basically. So it's going to be about what was it, 30 laps or was it 30 minutes? 30 laps. No, 15 laps. Sorry.
15 laps. Yeah.
15 laps. Yeah, I was thinking 30 minutes plus. Where the first lap is a formation lap, where all the cars will get into the positions, their allocated positions, as per the previous race. And then finish, start line, and then we're going to be racing.
Your mic seems to be very funny there, my memo.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
It was far in a while, now it's sounding weird.
Sorry you didn't hear me. We're having an intercontinental conversation about this racing.
There we go. Sounds good now. Now I can hear you again.
Yeah. So all the things that I was saying before. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. So.
I don't know if that works.
Managed to put stop? Yes.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think we're going to see a lot of pit stops very early and guys going up to the soft tires. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think that's the way to go with this this car.
Lap 9, don't feel the tires.
Yeah, I went to change my camera.
Oh, you did well. I mean,
Dollar just changed to Spotify.
second place is quite an achievement, actually. So there's nothing to be worried about there.
Staying on
So
track.
on that race screen.
Just waiting for all the thumbs up.
Cool.
Everybody's ready. Tyler Scott is about to push the thumbs up button, and then we'll go into the online lobby. Well, this is the online lobby. We'll go into the race lobby, where again we have to get a ready from everybody. We just hope everyone remembers to lock in their strategy, their pit stop strategies. Since there's no tuning for this series, you get what you get. You can either choose a stable car or a loose car, and then that's how you go driving.
So you never even tried the stable? I think it was at least a second.
That's how I used to drive with stable, and it didn't help at all. So now I'm always on a loose, because apparently all the good drivers are there. So I'm pretending to be a good driver.
Yeah, but all the good drivers are in this lobby. Where we race, if we just stay on, you can get a podium.
You have become a long way, so you're not at the end. You're usually in the front places, so you could easily be in alpha lobby as well.
Yeah, I suppose I got unlucky with that.
With the qualifying sessions.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have another season in a month or and a half or so.
Yep.
So once again, there's a formation lap where all the cars get into their positions, and then we go racing. I don't know how the stream is going. Hopefully, that's still working, and Dylan doesn't have to fidget with that while he's trying to drive.
Well, I'm watching the stream on Discord and it seems fine. Alright, so I guess we'll see quite a fast warm-up lap here. Keep those tires warm.
I'm sure they're going to try that. And let's just remind everybody that it is a mandatory pit stop, even though most of the drivers are expected to not crash on the warm-up lap.
Oh, on the warm-up lap.
Yeah.
That's more often
And it's not easy when you're trying to go at these speeds and you're not used. These guys are not used to going slow, I might add. They like going fast.
So you've done that, remember? Spin on the moment.
Yeah, constantly, and not only once, on several occasions, twice and 3 times. I've also got T-boned by people trying to go into the pits, and then
So
I happen to be in their way.
So you got the t-shirt.
Yeah. So we just see Brandon trying to catch up to his position that he should be in. I don't remember where it was. I think he came second. So he should be in 5th place. He's trying to catch up to that position. We'll see if he's able to do it. He should be allowed to do it. Yeah, it's got to go all the way to the front of that red car over there. Peter Brandt is just giving his position back, so Brandon, thank goodness, made it to the position that he should be in. It's going to be quite a race because Morris is in 2nd position, so his strategy is to go for the points. Okay, so I was thinking we could go with the 6 leaders, the 6 first cars, and see how they get away. And then we'll have a bird's eye view, or some guy sitting at the back of the wing, like 3 meters away from the car. Have a chance to see how the race develops, or how the start of the race develops.
Hopefully they give each other the space. So long race, 15 laps, yeah. But this guy's a bit racing to get up for long. Slowing down now. Catching up.
Yes. Okay, and they're off actually. So let's see what happens here. Like we said, these are the first 6 guys, the 6 leaders anyway. There's already some slipping and sliding. There's already going to be some time penalties or some warnings anyway. And this is sim racing, so a lot of things that you have to remember about is there's like little indicators inside the cockpit telling you where the other cars are. It's not always easy to see what's going on around you because you don't have your, like when driving in a real car where you can look left and right and see what's happening and your peripheral vision and things like that. So it's kind of guessing. You're just looking at a screen. Some guys have got like a big screen, but I think on the PlayStation you've got like a square, a rectangular screen, and then you can't actually add other screens. And there's no playing around with the resolution, so you just see what's in front of you. So it sort of amplifies the skill that these guys have got. I don't know if that was heard or what.
Yeah, the option is there
okay.
to... Ooh. So, looks like the option is there to play that buttons to actually look left and right. But then you find yourself very busy while you're driving. You have cars around you and you have to push buttons to look left and right.
That's true. There are some really good steering wheels out there though that have lots of buttons on them. But personally I find it hard enough, brake, pedal and steering wheel and gears. So I don't know if I would be able to push any other buttons to look around.
Yeah. Ooh. Getting a bit of a wiggle. Yeah, no, we're busy as is. Here we go, soft tires. Everyone diving into the pits.
Yep, so let's see who else is going into the pits. Those are the leaders. Marius is actually staying out. He has decided to fight the hard tires and not go into softs.
That's very interesting.
Jake's in, Lynn is...
That's such a good idea.
Oh look, the grip of the car is much, much better actually. Unless you're a guy like Marius who likes the car sliding around most of the time. So half of the grid actually went into the pits there. That's 6 people out of 11. That's more than half.
Surely these will go in the next lap or two. Unless, like me, they don't know about it.
Yeah, well, now you know.
And you must have set your pit straight to do that as well.
I had mine set up for slicks and any damage done. But the funny thing is, when I went into the pits to get my tires changed, I don't know, my pit crew, which absolutely hates me, every time I race, there's always something wrong with the car. They actually had one of the nuts on one of the bolts, or what you want to call it, on the tires, they had a problem with it. So I was in there for an extra 15 seconds while they tried to undo the tire from the car.
I know you gotta pay a pit crew bonuses. Make them lucky.
I'd like to swear at all of my pit crew, but anyway.
Buy them ice cream on hot days.
Just shove the ice cream in their faces on a hot day. Which actually happens.
No, not enough.
Maybe he doesn't know about it.
Or he likes these hard tires.
Or he's forgotten about the mandatory pit stop. You're definitely going to see the times coming down from the other guys. I'm guessing Marius is what did he get? A 204. That's pretty good on the hards, actually.
Yeah, but they would have been on the outlap now out of the pit. So we'll have to wait for the next one to see. It's been a bump, but he's also hasn't pitted.
And there's a lot of people not pitting for softs, actually. I'm surprised about that,
Oh, Marius already at 204 too. On these hards. That's quite
Yeah.
impressive.
I'm pretty sure he could do a 202 if he went into the softs, but I'm surprised he didn't do it actually. Let's just pop over and see who has pitted and who hasn't pitted. Oh, we can't see who pitted actually. Great. Great news. Thank you, Project Cars.
Oh, looks like Stoltz, because he picked up the penalty. Pit lane. So he's pitted.
He has definitely pitted, yeah. Those are the...
Dylan went in, Tyler Scott went in.
I think it's just the first 5 which have not gone in. You can see the time difference now. But other people have gone in as well, actually. I'm guessing the first 3 have not gone in. Rudy, Peter Brandt, and Marius.
Yeah, Marius doesn't seem to be struggling with this car at all.
He's just at the fastest sector as well. In sector number 2, so... Jakes is on the way up. Let's just bounce down to the other guys here to see what Tyler is doing. So he has a much better exit than Durkee, but can he catch him up to the corner there before they turn in?
Outside,
He managed all the bumping there. Let's just go back to Durkee. I'm sure Durkee's, like holding his fist really hard and shaking it at Tyler at the moment.
well done for staying on track there.
Yep. But Dylan is right behind Durkee, so this is for some interesting racing here. I don't know if you like this view. We can change the view maybe.
Okay, oh no, it's working out. Dylan up the inside. Turn the brakes.
Durkee closes the door there to Dylan.
Tricky corner this.
Not with soft tires actually. It's quite sticky there with soft tires.
Two spins on the
I had like 4 spins with soft tires. I'm obviously not the one to be in this position commentating. Jakes is really struggling with his car though.
Yeah.
It's unable to move up. Marius has a 203 over there, a very low 203 on hard tires.
I don't know, this almost looks like Jake's on white. I don't know. That doesn't look like normal Jake's to me.
Absolutely not.
Valentine's Jake's. And then, did he change tires?
Well, it is Valentine, so you never know what else is happening while he's driving.
Definitely would have been back in the pits already.
I'm not sure. For all the younger viewers out there, we were talking about you never drink and drive and do anything else, you just drive. So Rockstar Mel is putting on the pressure here onto Tyler. Durkee got past Tyler quite easily apparently. So we can only guess that Tyler made a mistake somewhere. He loses a lot of time on that exit though. Apparently by watching some videos you have to go slowly into the corner and come out really fast on the longer straight corners, where there's a long straight after the corner.
So look, where's our positions?
Our positions on the screen as per the timings, you mean?
No, the other one. It's gone as well. Oh, it must be the view.
Oh, okay, so sorry about that. We'll just go back to cockpit, chase, trackside. Let's go to trackside. Is that better?
No, it's still not got the positions on the top left corner.
Oh, there you go, yeah. My bad.
Just look, there we go.
And we can put the splits, where do the splits show? Because me as director, I don't know what's being shown on the...
That's perfect. That's the one.
Okay.
That also.
Okay, so splits are on. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. Because I'm actually, as director, I'm in the game, so I can't really see what's being shown on the stream.
Brand looking smooth all night. There's already the 8-second gap there.
Yeah, that's 202s on hard tires. That's just nuts. That is just incredible. I mean, really,
That's 1.5 seconds quicker than anyone.
on hard tires. Just imagine what he would have been able to do on softs. I'm pretty sure he could break the 2-minute barrier. So Rockstar now is trying to catch up to Tyler. Tyler is right behind Doki. Doki is right behind Stoltz. Then we have Terry, Rudy, and Peter Brand.
Closer now. Rudy in the pit now.
Yeah, he owes us that pit stop. So he's coming in the middle of the race. And I wonder if he puts... he's already out. So, where's Rudy? Where's Rudy? We can't really see where he is. I can only guess that he stopped, he did a stop and go, and that's it. And we'll just go trackside again. If I can get trackside. There's trackside.
Robert coming up to Terry fast. That's a little deep.
There's actually some three-way racing over here. You can just bounce over to these guys.
Oh,
That's four-way racing. So all these guys are really close together. And unfortunately for Rudy, I think he's going to get the short end of the stick here. Because all of these other guys are on softs.
yeah.
You can really see Rudy sliding around.
Yeah, he had an almost stop and go, I think.
Yep. Unfortunately for Rudy, those are definitely hard tires. So there goes that battle.
Hard tires plus pressure. What was that?
And Dylan also had a slide, surprisingly enough. Or unless he bumped Rudy a little bit and decided to let him pass. Which is good sportsmanship.
Some big power slides coming through there.
Ooh, unfortunately the stalled, and that is going to get Durkee right into 5th place. He's going to catch him at 4th place probably. Durkee will have the momentum. But he also has the pressure from Tyler behind him, so...
Well, at least seeing these guys spin as well makes me feel a little bit better. With my 5-6 spins I had 2 races.
Rudy is not giving up, eh?
Oh no.
I don't know if we can actually just take a look to see what he has inside. If we can go on board, could we probably check his cockpit? And then there's a show. No, those are definitely hard.
It's always fun racing Dylan.
Okay, so we're just going to go back to Tyler. Oh, but actually, Rudy, they're having a nice little joust. I don't know if that's the right word for this. So Durkee's just in front of Tyler, but there's a big gap there. So let's jump back to Rudy.
I think in jousting you face each other, don't you? That's not gonna work.
Unless the one guy's riding backwards. I wouldn't want to be in that position, though.
Look into my eyes.
My big brown eye. Anyway, so Marius has got a commanding lead. He's looking all comfortable up there now. I don't know if he's managed to put some heat into those tires. But I think the two front runners owe us a pit stop, actually.
Yeah, most definitely. So, yeah.
I don't know, what was the average pit stop?
It's under 20 seconds, I think. If I remember from our race. I haven't worked it out, actually.
And if you change tires, maybe another 15 seconds?
Well, I think it's 7 seconds. Yeah. So if you think to Terry 34, I don't know if Terry has had a pit stop.
I've lost count of what's happening. And I also have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, unfortunately, so
Yeah.
that's not going to be fun either.
It's definitely, if it's to Terry 34 seconds, it's enough to come out in the lead again.
Yeah, but if I don't think either of the two guys in the front will change tires. Actually, I think they'll just.
If they've gone this deep into the race, so who knows? They might put that 13, 14. Just a quick stop and go.
So this is the only race that we have on our hands at the moment. The only battle on the track is Tyler trying to catch Quicksilver. So you want a really fast exit out of that turn there, onto the back straight, or the front straight, I don't know where the straight is.
Yeah, one little mistake on Silverstone and find yourself losing quite a bit of ground.
Dylan is really struggling with this car, which is surprising because he usually likes the Ginetta very much.
Yeah. Okay, now I think he's too much practice as well.
It looks like he's spun again. Where is Dylan here? Oh, he's catching up to Rudy again. This is like the battle of a constant battle, these two guys. Rudy loses it again there. So what happens if with the hard tires, there are a lot, you can obviously see us and he's flashing us.
I'll have a go.
Always asking us to do some better commentating. One of the two things. So as you can see, Silverstone is a very modern track. With a few changes over the years, and there's actually a porta potty on the side of the track there. You can go back and actually see that. I don't know if that's interesting for the viewers, but anyway, I thought it was funny to see a porta potty on the side of the track.
Must be for the marshals.
Something like that, yeah.
I wouldn't be sitting there with cars going on the track.
Absolutely not.
Something might eat the fan.
Definitely, and then you could have like cameraman Tim, actually taking a picture of your doo-doo.
Yeah.
So
looks like Peter Brandt's in the pits.
So for all of you interested in the porta potty, it's actually right there on the right of the screen. And actually, the medical. Exactly. Okay, so let's just see what's happening here.
Oh, was that Marius?
So there's the one pit stop. No. Marius is out in front. And Terry has gone into second position, actually. And obviously a spin ensues after we talk about him.
Yeah, I'm sure Terry owes us a pit stop.
I'm not so sure. I would have actually to think that Terry went and did his pit stop. I think the only one that owes us a pit stop at the moment is actually Marius.
It's possible. His lap times are very low to freeze. Not to freeze. Might be.
Terry also the driver that started in Bravo and ever since has been in Alpha actually. Tier, which is where the best drivers are. Or the luckiest drivers during the qualifying.
Yeah, well, that's worked for him. He's beating me in practices as well. Got very fast.
Tyler has done a very good job on this race. He's got his whip out and he's whipping us all into being good as a community. He's sorted out our Discord. Taking those corners really, really nicely. Well, I think he's enjoying this. And I'm going to have to guess that that's the
problem. Oh, a big spin in the back. Oh! Just missing.
Who was that? Oh, that was Stoltz. Unlucky with 4 laps to go. Tyler pushing his way through. I think we're just going to go onto the chase view here and see what's happening.
Oh, Tyler.
Well, it is Valentine's Day, so
Just to say,
maybe, I mean, a bit of rubbing, I suppose it's okay. Like a little lover's quarrel.
Setting the eye with sure Peter Grant don't let him just go.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and I should have done that a few minutes ago. I was trying to read what was in the back of Tyler's car, actually.
Oh.
Can you see if it said like something like wild berries or something? I don't know.
Whatever that sponsor is, I'm sure they'll be happy with that, boss.
Yeah, okay.
Tyler seems to pull away there.
I don't know if somebody actually has to tell Morris that he has to come into the pits. Because his arms are...
Only a 9-second gap to Terry.
we might have missed it, so you might be absolutely correct there. And Tyler has managed to get past Peter Brunt. That happened a few, like almost a lap ago. Quicksilver putting the pressure on Rockstar Mel. So let's see what happens. I think Peter Brandt, that's it. I don't think he'll be able to catch him, unfortunately. Let's just go to the view that most people like, is the trackside view, I'm guessing. If I can find it. There you go. I'll just jump over to this battle going on where Doki is trying to catch Rockstar Mall. And I actually think he might be able to do it. With, what, 2.5 laps to go?
Yeah, this would get interesting. With the last 2 laps to go. Oh, Turkey.
I'm sorry, Doki. I'm sorry, Doki.
Not the plan.
That was not the plan. You've got Stoltz, which is also spinning it.
No.
Sorry, man.
He's leaking oil.
Okay, as a comment, look, director and commentator, who would you like to spin next? Should we go to Marius to see if we can spin him around and let Terry win the race? Let's do it. Let's have some racing. No, I truly think that Marius is impervious now. So you're absolutely right. That was a 2 minute 36 second lap, which means means that he went in to the pits and did his pit stop, his mandatory pit stop. And I think he's done that on purpose, and he might have actually even put slicks on, or soft tires as they call them over here. And he might just give us an epic royal, middle finger, and show us that somebody here is able to do it under 2 minutes. It's a 2:02.4. So
They're starting to get heat now. Smooth as ever.
yeah, that's just crazy how he drives. So commentators and directors' curse are not applying to Marius apparently.
He's past the oily corner.
We can just go back to Dylan and see if we can make him spin. Probably disown me from the family afterwards.
Also catches Peter Brandt there. Peter Brandt definitely looking like he slowed down a bit after the pit stop.
I wonder if he made a mistake over there with the pits, or elected some damage. Another thing to be careful with this game is that they change the tire pressure. So a lot of guys, go there, they just choose a pit stop strategy or whatever it is, and then if you haven't done the tire pressures correctly, you can actually mess up a race quite easily.
Correct.
So there's another tip for you, free of charge.
I will try that next time.
That's why everyone's jumping into the pits in the first lap. I couldn't understand it in the last race as well, or the last races.
Then the hard tires will work. And I tried.
Maybe, who knows? So let's just watch Marius come in. I think this is the final lap.
Final lap, yep.
And there's Terry doing his pit stop, so yes, you were absolutely correct. So he's going to drop down the...
Tyler, there we go, Tyler second. Peter Brandt.
Well done to Ty. I think he will actually, there you go.
There we go.
Rockstar Mel did a very surprise. He's actually in 4th position. That's great driving from Rockstar Mel.
That's a race on for Rockstar Mel in this last lap. Might be it's under a second to catch. What is the Rockstar Mel still got the penalty as well?
I think that's... I'm not sure. So let's just go to Marius. He's going to come over that line if he didn't already. Just catch him going over the line. Oh, so he's halfway through the lap. Yeah, because there's these two garages. You never know which one you're actually driving. The older one or the newer one. I think that was the older one.
Started your race, man.
Yeah, something like that.
On the back.
I never know what's going on. Rockstar piling on the pressure on the last lap. Let's see if he can do some damage here. I suppose that's not a good phrase to say with the car.
So what's his penalty like, Rockstar? He's going to have to pass and clear that penalty.
I would say let's just give Marius the satisfaction of crossing the line here. Second last or third last corner. There's enough time to do a spin out just before you cross the line, Marius, if you want to be. Yeah, there you go.
Just for you.
Perfect. So let's see what Rockstar can do. Rockstar piling on the pressure for the last corners.
It's a matter of
Will
making
he
that pass.
do it? Nah. Not close enough, I think.
Just for the honor of actually passing on the line first. Oh. No. Like you said there, good race by Tyler, I think, as well. Quietly staying on there, staying consistent also.
I think so. I think, yeah, kudos to all of them for some great racing. Let's go to the rest of the grid here and see what they're all up to as they cross the line. So there's Terry being in the top 3, top 4 positions and making that pit stop a bit too late. There's Dylan giving us a drive-through. Rudy with multiple spins. Unfortunately, Rudy, you need to put soft tires on that car. That's the secret.
In the mix of things quite a few times.
So maybe next time he does it right.
Yep.
He should read his own sticker on the side. Do right.
Very good driver, Rudy.
Okay.
And also some bad luck there.
Okay, so
Cool memo for the best commentator. Thank you, man.
Let's get multi-million, rand, well, not rand, let's say pound contracts at some TV station. Okay, so good night to everybody. Thanks for watching the stream, and we'll see you on Thursday for Assetto Corsa Competizione. I couldn't find a more easy name to call that game.
Well done, guys.
Okay, so that's a good night from me, and we'll let Dylan take over the interviews.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, guys.
Good night, good night.
Yes, good evening, I am back.
Handing over to you, Dylan.
Thank you, kindly.
Bye-bye.
So, I didn't quite see who was who finished first, second and third. Pete, I don't know if you saw that. I know it was Marius, but I didn't see who came in second and third.
Tyler Scott in second. And, third. Yes. Memo.
Hold on, I have the screenshot. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into it.
Oh, hold on, give me a moment, because we were quite happy to go to sleep. Where is it? Capture gallery? Okay. Right, just for the record, so it was Marius, Tyler, Peter Brandt, Rockstar Mile, all the way from the back of the grid. Then it was Durkee, Stoltz, 44, and then Terry, Dylan unfortunately in 8th position, due to multiple spinning there and some oil on the track.
Jeez,
and
that
commentators curse.
That corner was catching me every single corner. Man, oh man, it was so frustrating. So frustrating.
And then in 9th position we have Rudy, and then in last position Brandon, which didn't have the best of races in his lifetime. Fastest lap goes to Marius on hards. Thank you very much.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Well done, guys. Cheers.
Okay, so over and out for me.
Hello, Tyler. Just trying to get everybody else in the Discord.
Marius, ask if you can be excused. Not going to make it, unfortunately.
Okay, and Peter Brandt in third.
Yeah.
So Tyler, while you are here and finish in second place, a question: did you go into the softs?
I did, Dylan.
That was definitely
After watching Bravo, yeah, definitely decided to go with the softs.
It definitely was the strategy to go with. I too went on the softs. My only issue is I just kept losing it. It was very frustrating. That one corner up at the top, just just could not get the car to hook up there for some reason, and I was chasing so hard and was consistently in those mid to low 203, so I had the pace.
Yeah, it was just to keep that pace consistently. So, you know, like I said, the little bit of practice that I did, I figured out a brake bias that was working well for me. That definitely helped keep the rear a little bit more stable. And then, yeah, unfortunately, my pit stop, I wasn't sure which box to stop in, so everyone pitted. So there was
it was quite chaotic in the pit stops, you're right.
10 or 12 guys, and my pit crew was standing right in the front waiting for me. So,
Crazy.
yeah, I lost a bit of time there, but Marius was just way too quick. Would have been a bit closer, but yeah, that was, yeah, that's very fast.
He really did absolutely well to get himself in the tier 2s on those hard tires. Sure, I definitely take my hat off to him. So guys, if you did enjoy that, give the video a little like. If you're on Facebook, give it a thumbs up. We obviously do appreciate everybody that comes and watches. Apologies for last week, as I mentioned before, I was away on business, but we should be getting the stream up and running this coming Thursday, and that'll be for round 4 of our Assetto Corsa Competizione, our our Porsche Cup Challenge. So that's 2 sprint races, 1 in the day, 1 in the night. So come and check that out. If you would like to find out more about the racing and come and join us, you can check that out on sarcoracing.co.za. All the information is up there. And come and be a part of our community. Tyler, anything you want to add, comment?
No, I didn't. Just a tough race. I'm actually, look, I'm very happy with where I ended. Was not expecting that. Yeah, everything just came together. So
absolutely fantastic race for you, Tyler. Well done, man.
I think that mistake in the pits actually helped me a bit. Get me out of that heavy traffic and, you know, just let the guys make the mistakes and pick the rest of the guys off one by one slowly.
No, absolutely
so,
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Tyler, have a great evening to everybody.
Well done,
Thank you so much. We will see you on Thursday night. Until then, keep practicing, and thanks for watching. Yos.